Yeah, Cody. Why is your name so lackluster?
Just C. Oh, O.
Cock?
Not CO. Not company. Coco. Cody. Code. Co. De. E.
Hey, my nickname used to be Code.
Your
Code.
nickname used to be Code? That's pretty creative.
My mom still calls me that.
Look, bam! I finally
Oh,
found it. I don't know where
oh,
it
look
went.
at that.
It's our ugly mugs on a shirt.
I
It's
know.
terrible.
I was thinking about doing something like that, but I can't because you guys already have a shirt with your three faces on it.
I know.
We
Well, you can
need
put
a
your
new
fourth one on
one.
there. Just have a little bit small version of you, just kind of peeking out
I'll
of
just
the.
have the bear sticking out.
No, just have Manny on an asteroid flying by.
I was gonna say, I think we have your bear right here. See, we have your bear.
Yeah,
Oh
the
wow,
beer's
look
on
at
there.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh huh. You
Look
sponsored
at
our show last year without, and then you forgot.
Without a
yeah.
sponsorship. You said you'd do it, and you're like, all right.
I feel like half our sponsors last year forgot they were sponsoring us. So that's about right.
Dude, last year, like I said, 2023 for me, creatively, like I was talking about, how was a horrible year, but it actually real wasn't overall, but creatively, 2023 just sucked the life out of me.
Yeah.
What
Well,
does that
I
say?
think we all have those years. It's a product placement.
Product placement.
Mojo Jojo.
I thought I was trying to read it like it was backwards. I thought your screen was reversed. I was like, is that Hokum? That doesn't look like a K though. There
Oh no, it popped off.
it
And
goes.
paid advertisements over, guys. All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Jammers in the Rough. As always, we have the cough master, Manny Trujillo. This is his alternating week, or no, once a month. Sorry, monthly spotlight of Manny. So you guys are in special for, or you guys are in for a special treat. I can't talk very well, so of course we have the absolute worst, Cody Waldron, and Joshua. Oh, that's your name, Joshua. I was like, Joshua Winter. And of course, retired and washed up, once upon a time state champion, Paige Potato. What is
Once
up,
upon a time.
everyone?
It's
That's
it's there's a lot going on today, man. There's a lot going on.
I
We got
mean, it was a big 3-day weekend.
got a lot of driving in today, and then made it here just in time. And Cody comes in last minute, like always. So we're a couple minutes late.
Don't blame me.
I always blame
100%
you.
you.
We were all here like 15 minutes ago hanging out and talking. I
Yeah,
actually
Manny was here.
I was like, is he not coming on? Is he sick? They're like, no, he always just shows up with like, T-5.
Yeah, Manny was here like
Slowly.
30 minutes early. He was showing us the new Discmania stuff for the upcoming year. And you just missed it, Cody.
I don't want to breach a contract, so that's fine.
And
I feel that's
everything.
wrong.
I showed everything off air.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually, if you're watching this, I didn't. I really didn't. They're just trying to get me in trouble.
He did.
Usually, if you're watching this, thank you. I doubt you're watching, but thank you.
Made it big time.
We made it big. Speaking of big, though, I will give a shout out to like Colin. Have you guys seen? So on this channel on the YouTube, GA Sports is popping off. There was Sandy M Open with Kohler Dolan and Dallas Garber, and himself. So big shout out for Colin for making lead card at this tournament, and then get our past guest Scott Withers. But it's up to like 10K views right now for the final card. And
Oh,
I think
wow.
that's popping off in a huge way. It's a great tournament. Had a couple good commentating, but like the front or the day one or the round one is a different course than round two. So you get 36 of different holes. I thought that's kind of cool. So give a little bit of love to Colin.
Heck yeah. 10,000 views. That's good.
Yeah, it's kind of popping
Yeah,
off.
yeah. It hasn't been up very long either.
No. And I think, All Star Weekend kind of helped with that. Cole showing up down to All Stars and then, Cole to like, oh yeah, like just a week before he was playing at this other tournament. So, and be on the lookout. We just had Pioneer Open, was the A tier, and that'll be on CH Sports within the next couple of weeks. I got the camera and the film in my car actually, so it might not be if Colin doesn't come and collect. So I'm gonna hold it hostage, right? This is what retired and washed up players do. We just got to hold on to that footage until we can have some type of validation. Be like, oh, I missed cash this weekend. Give me like $20 and you can get your film back so I can feel like a pro.
All right, so we're
Anyway.
gonna do things a little bit differently tonight. Cody's got a hot take he wants to talk about, and then we want to open up the floor to Manny to talk about some art. So go ahead, Cody. Let's hear this hot take you got.
Mild at best, as always. Cody's lukewarm takes. Speaking of, you guys were just talking about All Stars. Is disc golf? My hot take is disc golf. Actually, hot take sponsored by the one and only Soul Crusher, Manny, over here. So our sponsor
Do
is
you
actually
remember that you
joining
sponsor
us.
our show, Manny?
Yeah,
I do
This-
remember that.
You sponsor this segment as your picture shows up in Josh's corner. Manny's over there like drawing something. He's like, I don't need to pay attention to these people.
I'm actually not drawn at the moment.
You people, I heard it. But why? My hot take is, why do we start the disc golf season with All Stars? What other pro sport starts off their season with All Stars? The All Stars are supposed to be the best players of the season playing against each other's. This, they're just like, hey, let's get everyone that we can together, and then let's do some skills competitions. I mean,
Well, it's also like
those would be cool in the middle of the season, but I want to see an actual event played or a couple events played, and then take the best people from it and play an all-star round.
I was gonna say too, and it's like with All Stars that highlights the season that you're in as an All Star. This is going from like, hey, All Stars from last year, let's bring you back for this year and highlight your last year's accomplishments to start off this year, which seems lackluster. You should find a way to celebrate their ongoing accomplishments during their year, not after the year. That was my big thing. And then also like
Yeah.
all the pros are dropping because of some of the injuries. So we have like some pros like, Albert Tam. What is he doing there? Like, how is he the all-star? Like, how far on that list do we have to go for him to be the all-star?
On that note too, real quick, having an all-star weekend like in the middle of the season gives some of those players like that extra week to recoup. That's what a lot of professional players, they take that time and it helps their body recover for the rest of the season. And if you don't want to play in the All-Star event, you don't have to. Other people can. There is some money involved there, so some of the top pros are going to go just for that. But there may be some other top pros. Like I doubt. I mean, did Macbeth play? I don't think he's played an All-Star weekend since like the first owner, or has he ever? It's just like, you're going to have like the top pros, bow out of, whoever it is, I mean,
And then you have like like I said, the lackluster, not fun excitement, but you get it in the middle of the season, you throw a $10,000 tournament together for the All-Stars and have something that, makes people want to kind of show up and do, and then have some fun with it. But even then, like the NBA All-Star was the same weekend, and I think that was even like kind of falling flat.
Terrible.
Like, yeah, like are we just, as so much media and content are out there, are we just starting to get over the All-Star push? Like in the 90s, early 2000 made sense. You didn't have, the dunk highlights that you have on a daily basis that people are just making their careers. So you gotta tune in to watch Jordan from the free throw line dunk it. But also just, I mean, for me, like I don't get excited about like some of those putts. Oh, let's go just around the circle and hammer 35-foot putt 6 times from different venues. Like that doesn't get too exciting. There's not a lot on the line for those putts.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me. Is that like it's like the first thing of the disc golf season, and it kind of just lacks that like drive to continue watching. Like I put it on and then like I turn it off and come back and check out a little bit more. Like I've been waiting all winter for some disc golf, and I want it to be like a tournament, and then like bring All Stars back like end of the year, middle of the year of this of
Middle
the
and 3/4 just during the season where we can celebrate their highlights. Like, oh hey, last year Proctor was popping off in a big way. Let's get to know him a little bit more and have like an all-star skins match or something that highlights 8 of them, and you have that little bracket, and then there's money to be had for everybody. I think that's a better way of doing all-star than a freaking skills showcase that doesn't it's generated 2 highlights I think in the last 3 years, and that's like Eagles under the tree putt and LaCastro's ace. And then you had Kyle Klein cheese out a distance contest with a roller. like completely took away the fun in that one.
It was fun to see the distance competition, like when
That
AB
was the best
threw,
part.
when AB beat
713
himself.
feet. Oh,
Yeah,
That's
and it's
always the best
Rashad.
part.
He set the record like to start with over 700. It's like no
Who
big
who
deal.
did?
AB.
Barilla.
Barilla.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Also,
that
if this
dude
is
just.
as to say, if this is any indication of DGN Network, they up their prices and their subscription packages. And if this is any indication of what we could expect moving forward, I'm kind of scared for our coverage as well.
Woo.
Well, I mean, I believe that at least post media coverage is supposed to have a little bit of a twist to it, where they're going to be, covering all cards, not just lead card, going forward. Which I'm really excited for Joe Mez to try that out this year. Um, I mean, live coverage is live coverage. All stars is all stars. I
Also,
don't know. It's so hard. I feel like almost like a letdown though, of like getting so hyped up, and then I
yeah,
hyped myself up too much for it. That's
and
what it was.
I think like starting that season off like that, it is that disappointment. Like you want to be excited, like disc golf is here, and it's just not there, and it's kind of impacting my excitement for the chess.com open. Where it's just like, okay, cool. Is it going to be more technical difficulties? Why they struggle? What is it going to be like? So I don't know. I thought it was.
I didn't watch. Were there a lot of technical difficulties during this?
I didn't watch
Yeah.
too much of it. I put it on for like 30 minutes at a time here and there, and I didn't see any issues from my side. It looked perfectly fine to me.
There's a lot of
But
complaints online, though.
Yeah, but there's always a lot of complaints online. They're complaining about us online right now. I bet you if we look at some of the comments, someone is complaining about us.
Just
Yeah, some
about
guy
Paige.
just wrote that I'm retired and washed up, huh? So they're
Whoa.
already.
well, you wrote that as your name.
Yeah, but they don't have to call attention to it, okay?
You
This
did
is true.
yourself.
Manny's covered. Next week will be the real test, the new DGN.
Exactly.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. We will see what happens then.
I'm lacking faith is all I'm saying.
And the sucky part about this format is like in Major League Baseball, stuff like that, it gives the people that like are kind of those unknowns the chance to pop off, and then they get recognized because they're an all-star. If you do it at the beginning of the year, it's like you don't give anyone a chance. What about that? Who's going to be the rookie of the year that might have been an all-star halfway through the year? Who was going to be that comeback player of the year? Where now it's just like, last year you were good. Come on over. And
Yeah, like Carter. Like Carter's about to go on tour this year. He was the kid that popped off at BSF. If he goes
But
on
nobody
tour and he
knows him.
pops off and becomes an all-star in the middle of the season, then you can highlight that. Like, oh, what's a great beginning of your season. And then his stardom gets out there a little bit more. But even if he pops off, you have to hope the following year that he gets recognized for that.
a continued pop off.
Rookie of the year, Dallas Garber.
Never heard of him.
He's foregoing his rookie year this year. Maybe pro rookie of the year, but he's not doing the pro tour.
What?
Yeah, he's only 16. He has school.
He's
Dude.
got school.
Take this from a teacher. It means nothing.
You
Nothing.
He has
It means
school.
nothing.
think he's getting an A in PE?
He better. If you
No,
don't
he's
get
too
an A-
scrawny. He's like, I can throw a disc 400 feet, but I can't run a mile. He's a
You can't
gangly
run
little
a-
kid.
I can run a mile. I'm like 240 pounds, dude. It's not that hard.
And I saw, so going on forward, I saw in the comments about the Scott Stokely disc, which we're going to talk about. But I am first going to give a shout out to Rare Air Disc, who also sponsors this segment. They have all the discs you need. You can pre-order. You can get new discs, rare discs. I believe
He has used
they're
this sometimes. He
But
has
also-
used this sometimes.
coming up pretty soon this month. He has
Eagle
like
Stash.
over 300 discs of Eagle Stash that he's going to be putting
So-
up on the site.
Over
That's
300 discs from Eagle McMahon's personal stash is going up on Rare Discs. I will remind you that for 10% off, use code JAMMER. So we want to shout out Rad Discs, but also if you're looking to get some of Eagle's old discs and you want 10% off,
How did he
use our
get
code.
him? How did he get him?
You know what? He's mysterious.
He's a
He's
Colorado
mysterious
guy.
man.
Yeah, he lives here in Colorado. He lives like 5 minutes, well, maybe 10 minutes from me. But we
Well, if
technically
it's over 10 minutes, he couldn't get him, Manny.
Yeah.
So no, so it was a robbery. So we
Yeah, I was gonna say, was there theft?
No. He met up with I don't know. I think someone from the Discmania warehouse, you know,
Someone
mentioned
stole it.
uh put him in contact because they're friends of Alex and obviously Eagle. And obviously Eagle's gonna unload a bunch of his discs, and Alex went and just bought a bulk of them. And
over 300.
they went and played around, and then they went over to Eagle's house
And robbed him
and robbed him. Yes, robbed him.
at gunpoint.
Yeah, so let me see, pull it up. I think it was let me pull it up real quick. It is March 25th. March 25th.
Is
Oh,
it
it's
gonna get like
February.
old
It's
school?
February.
Oh,
Discmania?
I'm sorry. March. I thought it was March earlier when I was talking to some people. But yeah,
Josh was
February.
trying to get the disc for himself.
Right?
He's like, yeah, don't show it till March.
February
Yeah.
25th. Yeah, February 25th, 5 p.m. Mountain Time.
No, I think that's
February
cool. And
25th.
I also want to get. I mean, Eagle doesn't seem like he's selling all of his discs for like crazy amounts of prices, which I think is kind of a cool thing to do. Like, somebody bought like 9 or 10 of the first run PDs from him and didn't pay
Wasn't it
over.
Colton?
Huh?
It was probably Colton. Colton.
It wasn't
didn't
Colton.
Colton
Colton bought
some
some stuff.
Cosbreaking. Yeah,
Colton
because
bought
he
some
just
stuff from him.
shows up in my DMs. Is like, look at that guy from Eagle. Shows
Yeah.
and then runs away. I'm like, what
And
the
then runs
what
away.
does it do
And
with
then he
this?
goes back on like 3 months of comments and be like, "See, guys, I told you I'd get it."
Yeah, suck it.
But
So the
Yeah,
Stokely disc.
the Stokely disc, I think this is something I had to bite my tongue for a while because I've known for a while that they're coming. I have. I had
I'm
to-
in the know.
Because of my source, I had to keep it quiet. But this is still a shock to me. Like, we're like, I don't know if this market. I think last week we were talking about manufacturers not necessarily being supportive of brick and mortars, and some of the struggling of small manufacturers. And so watching Scott reach into that and getting 2 discs right now. What is it? The Wren and what's the other one?
Cardinal.
Cardinal and Wren. And I think the putter is supposed to be slightly like stable to overstable. And then I don't know anything about the Wren. I'm kind of curious, like everybody. I wonder who's manufacturing them. I don't know what his
First
relationship is.
First mid range is slightly overstable in flight with a strong fade at the end.
God, I'm so out of the loop. I haven't even heard about this.
Looks
Yeah,
like
they just released them today.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's the Cardinal, which is the mid range, and then the
Here, I can pull
Wren,
them up. I can pull them up real quick.
and
Which, like-
Stratoplastic is a beadless putter, flies dead straight at slow speeds.
Yeah. I like the
So
logo.
yeah, he's going putter mid range to start off. I think the plastic feel is always going to be the most important thing, and maybe with one of Paige's Jammers episodes, we might be able to throw some of them. I'm still torn if I want to buy them or not.
Steal them, just like everyone else. Steal them.
Right? But I think they're cool. I mean, I think Stokely's finding different ways to hustle and continue to get himself out there, and I think this is obvious next move. He did a European leg last year, so I'm curious to see what those kind of like seeds that he planted in Europe, if they're going to pay off in big ways to help his brand take off in Europe and America.
Josh, can you see the comment about where they're manufactured and pop that up?
Let's see. There
So
we go.
if you're listening, it says these are new molds being manufactured in Georgia, is what someone commented that they think he said. Now we talk about Georgia the state or Georgia the country.
Probably the state. I'm just going to go off as an assumption, I mean, but good question. Deep
Hey.
thoughts.
You never can be too sure.
Yeah, that is one thing that I noticed is there's no numbers on them.
So that might narrow it down. Is I'm looking at Prodigy right now, and their contact us is in Georgia.
Uh-oh.
But didn't he say it was a new company though?
And
Or a
someone
different
said he owns his own presses and owns the molds.
I mean, you
So
can own
it's-
the mold and still have the plastic company press them for you. Isn't that what like Hooligan did with Lone Star? Because when they left, they still had their molds. so they own the molds. So I'm just saying, Prodigy's in Georgia, and I don't know. So I'm gonna take a pass on them if they're Prodigy discs. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna straight up. Nope, not throwing them.
Nope, not gonna touch them. That plastic.
You can
Nope.
at least give them a try, Paige. Give them a try.
You give them a try.
I will. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going to
say
be
by
biased based on
$14.
the company. He was very
Oh.
clear that no other company pressed them.
Oh.
So Scott's just in his basement, just manually
Scott-
pressing discs. Here's a cardinal for y'all. Here's a wren. Oh,
Hey, that's
I would
how
throw
that's how Trash Panda did it at the beginning.
it is. I remember watching his videos. It's pretty interesting. In his
Yeah.
garage.
Not Prodigy.
I could say it
Who
is not
who
Prodigy.
Is this source?
It's
Who
Scott.
is this
Scott. Let us know
Scott's
it's
on
you.
here.
And
Scott's
we'll
on
let you
here.
join. We'll let you join in.
Scott has been on here before, so that is not out of the loop.
Also, though,
It
Gravity
could be.
Disc Golf is also in Georgia, so it could be Gravity. I'm
What
just
does
throwing out
Gravity make?
plastics.
He said
Gravity-
he makes his own.
Gravity makes the Stratosphere.
That's the only disc that I've ever seen, and that was like a VIP release on Infinite, I think.
Oh, it's on all day, #all day, disc golf shelves.
You guys are
Oh,
really
yeah.
good at dropping sponsor names tonight.
even though Paige isn't even doing his own segment. Someone keeps saying, "Listen to me. We don't know who you are. Just write your name."
They say it's not Prodigy. He said no other company is pressing them. I'm just saying, like,
It's
Oh,
on his
gosh.
Instagram.
no
All
other
right, we'll
company is
do it.
pressing them.
I believe you.
What about, like, I don't know. Does he have his own warehouse? Is he pressing them? Like, you asked us our opinion and we're speculating. Quit yelling at me.
Oh, it's
Shit.
Jerry Ann. Jerry Ann's yelling at
Jerry normally writes Jerry Ann at the end, though, so I don't like this. Also, Jerry Ann, goat towel. That's all I'm going to say. Goat towel, goat towel, goat towel. I've been hearing it for months.
So, chat doesn't like our opinions around the Stokely discs.
They never like your opinions.
I
They're
know.
always trash.
Ours, Cody.
No.
I'm
I-
inclusive in my
I said
language.
I'll throw anything. Wait, if Dallas's Gammy says it, I believe it. I believe it. She seems
Yeah,
like
but-
a trustworthy woman that makes trophies. I'm here.
But
for
she's
it.
saying Dallas is her source is Dallas, and Dallas isn't a reliable source.
He has a 16-year-old male, so yeah.
That's all I'm saying. We'll have to get Scott on here and talk to him about his company because there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, you gotta test out that disc and then bring him on. I got one on order.
Yeah, trash talking
I'll send
right
it
to
to
his face, and he seems like the guy who would punch you in the face, and I'm fine with it.
Oh, I haven't been punched in the face in a while. I'll welcome it right now. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I got into scrap. I'd have a fun scrap with Scott.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah,
I'd pay
I
to
would
see it.
definitely. We will live stream that, y'all, if we can get that to happen. Paige versus Scott. I think Scott's got a pretty long reach.
I think we
feel
need
like.
pay-per-view that.
Oh, definitely. Get some tips going. Oh.
We'll be the undercard of a Jake Paul boxing match.
Well, before we get on to Manny's art section, there was a question in the chat for all of us, which was, what's the one rule you were misinformed on or didn't know was a rule until you were in a tournament and saw it called? I'll start this one. I was at
You want to pop it
Ledgestone.
up?
Yeah, I was at. What's going to block everyone? It's so big.
Well, you don't have to
Um,
leave it up for long.
Yeah. So I'll start. I was at Ledgestone, and there's this one hole that's like up on a hill, and I went to putt. It hit the cage, landed on a roller, rolled down the hill, under the trees. It wasn't out of bounds, but it's just an impossible shot from that point. And I didn't know that you could re-tee at that time, or not re-tee, but reshoot at that time from your lie. And I picked up my mini, and the person's like, "Hey, you should have just rethrown or just re-putted instead of picking up your mini. But now you picked up your mini, you got to go down behind those trees and get out of there." So that's one rule I didn't know until then, which is kind of cool.
No, that's always a good rule. Good rule to know. I think mine actually happened last year, and so we all know if you throw a disc out of bounds, the card can determine where it went out, and you play it from there, right? That's something that's true if you throw it into a lake you didn't see where it is, but you can still, if you all watched it, kind of determine where it went out of bounds. So on blind shots, for example, where you as a card can't determine where that disc went out of bounds, you can't come to that consensus. You have to send them back no matter what, even if it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's in the water here somewhere. The rule is you still have to send them back as that lost disc, and they have to re-tee from that. And I think that because it's kind of one of those like blurry lines. If you're not, if you don't and you can't establish and confidently say where a disc went out of bounds at, they got to go back and re-tee. Because
Is
I
it
think a lot of times,
unanimously? Like the whole card has to agree, or is it like a certain number of?
I mean,
selectors?
it's probably going to be like every disc golf rule, majority rules, right? Like
Mhm.
if one person says, "Well, I didn't see it, I don't know where it went out," and the other ones are like, "Well, it's here, I watched it," then
Okay,
you
I see.
know
Yeah.
that's gonna win. But because of that, and there has been some situations where that has come up, and a lot of times it's some of those like uphill, kind of like finish to the right or left or wherever shots, but you can't watch it finish, and then you walk up there, and there's out of bounds maybe circling it or something, but you can't find the disc. Then you're gonna have to come back, and more frequently, I think with water, blackberry bushes, those kind of things, is really where we start to see it really kind of come into play.
Mm-hmm.
That was
What
my
about you, Manny or Cody?
Mine would be, I think it was a couple years ago where they changed the out of bounds where like you were allowed a meter in, but it doesn't have to be like perpendicular anymore. It's like on a half
half
semicircle.
moon. Yeah.
Yeah, like a half moon where you can actually get closer because like people were looking at this guy doing it, like getting closer from his out of bounds, and like the tournament director was like, yeah, because of the new rule, he's allowed to do that now. We're like,
But then
he
I was
got
saying
a
to add
more
on to
favorable
that,
lie,
like
yeah.
it's only if you went out of bounds. If you didn't go out of bounds and you're on the line, then it's only perpendicular.
Yes.
And you don't have the half moon.
Okay.
And I think
But
that
he
was
did
the
go out of-
confusion.
He went out of bounds, and that's when we were like, why is he going in front of like where he went out of bounds? And like he was able to move. It's this like Paige said, a half moon. And I did and when I first started playing, I didn't realize that you got half a meter in. Like I played for the first like year and a half without, like I would be like right up against out of bounds, like ugh. And they're like, dude, you do get a meter relief. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you can't. Isn't it? You can't have 1 foot out of
You
bounds.
cannot have a
You
foot in out of
can't-
bounds when you're playing.
Yeah.
What about you, Manny?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure it out as far as like what rule I didn't. That was a surprise to me, but it was just like I gotta admit, I started playing tournaments in 2007, and I was playing rec at the time, so like I totally worked my way up from rec, so I slowly learned the rules, and the people that I were playing with at the time weren't necessarily enforcing the rules at that level.
Yeah.
So we're, people are just like, hey, you can't really do this, you can't really do that, and it was really casual. But I mean, here in Colorado, it's mostly open stuff, not a lot of OB, so you don't really have to worry about that. I can't think of a single rule that really caught me by surprise. There's a couple things that I learned early on, though, that kind of just like a personal rule that I think is a good rule of thumb for everyone. It took me a while to learn this, that hoping another player does bad is not going to help your game. Because early in my tournament career, it was just like I'd throw a shot and I'd be thinking, someone would have like, say someone has a 25-foot putt and I have a 20-foot putt, and I'd be thinking like, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it. And then they'd miss, and I'd step up and I'd be so rattled that I'd miss mine. And it took me a long time to realize, you know what? Hope they make a good shot. Root for that person, because whatever they do, you still have to make your putt. You still have to do whatever. It doesn't matter if they miss it or they make it. I still got to do my job. So just like a personal rule, it's just like, worry about your own stuff and don't wish bad on other people. And that was just like a mental rule that took me a long time to get over.
And also say it's contagious, right? Like if you're on the putting green and somebody just missed a putt, whether you're hoping against them or not, you step up there, you're already thinking like, oh, I'm similar distance, they just missed this. But if people are making all of their putts, I feel like that's transferable.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I have the confidence, I'm gonna make this putt.
Yeah.
and that kind of just catches fire. And so like I do actively root for a lot of people,
Yeah,
annoyingly
it's
so. I'm the one on the course that's yelling like, "Let's go, Dallas!"
I mean, I just feel like, at disc golf, it just helps your game to be positive about your shots, about whatever. And, like you said, if everyone's making it and everyone's kind of feeling it and positive about it, I feel like it really helps. But, it's the snowball effect. Once you get in your own head and you have one bad shot, if you keep thinking about that bad shot, then it's just going to kind of snowball. So I don't know. I like being positive out on the course right now. I just like having a good time. I'm not in any pro, but I mean, we're definitely competitive out there, but I'd rather see fun shots and good shots and have people play. If I don't want to win by someone else screwing up. I'd rather win by me making a great shot and everyone else making great shots. Plus, it's more fun to watch in general.
Yeah.
So
Well, when you think about it, it's really you versus the course.
yeah,
If
it totally is.
It doesn't matter because what does it matter if the other guy's shooting well? Granted, at the end, if his score is better, he wins. But it's not like traditional baseball or football or anything else like that, where I'm trying to score higher than you just so I can get that better score. I'm not trying. If it doesn't matter if I defeat you or not, if that makes sense. But I think it's the same way with golf too.
Yeah, I agree.
Where did everyone go? The sound, it just went
We
dead
are
silent.
talking about golf,
Whoa!
Cody.
Frolf.
This
Frolf,
is real
Jerry.
golf. Real golf.
Oh, recording live's great.
Frolf,
Hey,
Jerry.
hey,
Frolf.
let me see if I could pull up one of my old comic strips.
Let's do it.
You guys-
Let's move it into Manny's art corner.
My old comic strip. Let me find it real quick. But
Art? Comic strip.
yeah. I
What
was
are we,
doing a
bunch
disc
of
golf
garbage?
comic strip for a while, and it didn't last too long, and I really should take it. I should try and get back into it. If you want to see some of them, it's called Basket Cases Disc Golf. It might not even be active anymore.
I don't know how to read.
Yes. I obviously haven't been on here because it's asking me to where is it? Oh, here we go. All right. I'm gonna share a screen over here.
Yep.
Let me make sure I don't have anything that I shouldn't have on the screen before I share my screen.
Not this week.
I understand.
It's not Frolf. Who said that?
Here we go. Can you guys? Did it work?
Yep.
Manny is so blurry because I think his background, he's blurry.
Yeah, you know what? When I clean up my office and it looks good, then I won't be blurry anymore.
Manny's ethereal. He's kind of between planes right now, so.
Here, Cody, read the comic strip. Do you want to narrate the comic strip or just
All
read
right.
it? I mean, everyone else could read it.
All right, let's see. Excuse me, can you tell me where the disc golf course is? It's my first time here. Gonna play a little frolf, huh? That depends. Are you gonna take your pussy out for a walk? Oh my. This is not a cat. This is a prize winning. Is that a choodle?
Choodle.
Well,
Half
these
chihuahua-
aren't frisbees, and this is a disc golf. Oh.
This is disc golf.
This
Come
is a
on,
disc
dude.
golf.
He's a
very-
teacher.
There's the very first one I did. Watch. Let me show you
What
another
is
one.
a choodle?
It's a half Chihuahua, half poodle.
Sounds like
Come
an
on,
abomination.
dude.
Sounds like a Colorado concoction.
Yeah, I have a golden retriever,
some, like,
America's
hate-
dog.
hate
I'm cool
All
with
right,
it.
here you go. Here you go.
All right, so I got to read again. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Are you ever gonna putt or what? I'm waiting for the wind to die down. It's the practice basket. I hear during the memorial, the fountain can create gusts of wind that affect your shots. This isn't the memorial. I still need to practice it. It's a water fountain. Still a fountain.
I got one more. Don't go anywhere.
Oh,
Let me see if
gosh.
this is right. Oh, yeah. This is the last one we'll show.
We're gonna read this one in Spanish. Como? No, I'm just kidding. Wow, I cannot believe my eyes. I mean, I've heard they exist. I've seen pictures, but they're always blurry. This may be a once in a lifetime. Someone get a camera. What are you guys looking at? A female disc golfer. as it looks like a Yeti is in the background joining these curious young men watching
And
a
the
female.
dodo bird. You got to remember this was what was it say 2013? So
yeah,
they're
in June.
at that point March. Oh no, that's I must have posted it later. I don't know.
Also,
So-
Arlen, frisbees. Sorry, Arlen said frisbees are meant to be caught. It's not frolf. And I'm just saying, the frisbees I throw are meant to be caught by the basket. So I'm just saying they're meant
It's
to
a
be caught.
Seinfeld reference. People, come on, Froth,
Yeah.
Barry.
I get it. I get your Seinfeld reference.
No, they're Canadian. They don't get it. Look at it. It's Canadian, y'all.
How are you a teacher?
All
Something.
right,
I'm
so
literally-
so
I wear this to work, y'all. How does it make you feel? It
Yeah.
feels great.
I wear this to work, and usually I'm wearing pajamas on the bottom half for most of the day. I'll
What are you
admit,
shopping at Walmart? Come on, dude. You better.
dude, I work from my basement. I have another freaking giant computer set up right here that is my work computer.
That's
like
where
I-
you keep all the hidden stuff that we get to see.
No, that's the video game stuff. So
Ooh.
I don't. Yeah, do you guys actually know what I do for a day job?
I thought you stole disc from Eagle McMahon.
No,
Yeah,
I'm an
yeah.
animator. I've been animating video games since for the past 20 some years.
That sounds
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
you do in your free time, Manny. Made up.
Man, what a true PE teacher would say: "Get a real job."
Exactly.
Oh,
I think you talked about before though. Like, so what games have you worked on or
back
projects?
in the day, like I first started working at Sony, and I worked on NFL Game Day and MLB The Show, NCAA Game Breakers, a lot of old school football games.
MLB The Show? Heck yes. Do you
I'm
have
actually-
any art from that? Do you have any art from that, Manny?
Like art. Like, what do you mean art?
I'm a huge, like anything from the game. I'm just a huge baseball. My son's name is Camden after Camden Yards, and I love baseball.
Well, I don't think I have anything from that game except for the actual game. But MLB The Show 2007, I'm a minor league baseball player. I'm just throwing that out there. I am in
Oh,
a video
really?
game, at least one.
Oh, I'm looking this up. 2007?
Yeah, 2007, and I was an animator on that one. Yeah, so I don't know why we were talking about this computer
What
over
team
there.
were you?
Just whatever.
Rosters.
All right, I pulled up some artwork so we could talk about because it's we're I'm supposed to be talking about art.
Yes.
No, so I'm sharing my screen again, I believe.
It's all white.
It's all why is the picture not
Not
showing
just
up?
white. This is art. It represents the blank canvas that disc golf gives everyone.
Why is it white? That is dumb.
A disc golf? What is a disc golf?
That's
are
what you
so
said.
dumb. I know.
That is what you said, Cody.
Here,
I,
let me
I'm-
let me
I-
try
I'm joking.
sharing it
All right, wait,
again.
I'm
See
looking
if
up.
that
I'm
works.
looking up the minor league rosters in 2007. What team are you on, Manny?
For in the game.
I'm
In
looking
the game.
Up, I'm looking
I don't
up-
remember what team.
Gosh, Manny, you're on a video game.
You just gotta go buy it. You gotta play all the minor league teams.
I don't think there's any game system that plays that anymore. Like I'd have to go buy an old game system.
You have to
Yeah,
go
for like
buy an old
20 bucks.
PS2.
I have one upstairs. I'll get it.
Well, then you don't need to go buy another one. Okay, I'm gonna try sharing this again, see if it works.
I'm on eBay right now.
You're on eBay right now. Sure. I understand. Let's proceed. Window.
It's like a warning.
Sure.
Hide all private files.
Does that work?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
Maisel.
So we're talking. I'm supposed to be talking about artwork, so I pulled up a couple things to talk about artwork. So I don't know why this has been receiving a lot of flack from people, talking about this stamp design, but I love it. I love the old 8-bit stuff. I love the homage that they paid to this. It's perfect. It's like mixed between Donkey Kong and Pitfall. That Mike did a great job making the basket pixelated, so
Yeah.
what it is an 8-bit, and I absolutely love this. And the triple foil. I'm such a huge fan, and I don't do enough triple foil, but we will see something in a minute.
Ooh.
No, what was some of the flack they were getting for the picture?
He's
'Cause
showing
I
us
like,
the variants. He's
Like,
gonna
I
sell
thought-
this Pixel for $200.
I was just saying for the Pixel, like I thought this was perfectly summed up for like the name of the disc, like what you just explained. Like, what was some of the feedback that I was getting?
I don't know. I've seen, it's just knockoff Donkey Kong. I was like, yeah, it's not knockoff. He's paying homage to Donkey Kong
Exactly.
and Pitfall. It's just like, it's freaking fabulous.
Well, and think
You know?
about the target audience. How many of the disc golfers right now are like upper 30s, low 40s men and women that recognize this game?
Yeah.
Like that's your target audience. They're the people out there. I think it's cool.
Yeah. The only thing, and I totally know why they didn't, is because most companies, they need their logos perfectly readable. But I wish they would have been able to, they would have done the logos in 8-bit somehow. I think that would have been like the full icing on the cake. But obviously, you need to have your company and your logos legible, and you want to keep them the same. So I understand why they didn't. So, you know, it was just, it's freaking great. I think Mike. I'm actually wearing Mike's hat right now. I don't know if you could see it. This is his logo.
Blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry. I'll clean my office.
Hey,
He says, "Okay, Mom."
Manny, I found your background. You've been credited to 12 video games. Interesting.
Only 12?
Just
I guess-
Cause 4, Dead Alliance, Infinite Crisis, Dungeons and Dragons.
Lord of
Life
the
is
Rings
Strange.
Online. Life is
Wait.
Strange. Two Life is Stranges.
No, Lord of the Rings, you're not credited on here, buddy.
Lord of the Rings Online. Damn it,
Well.
man. What's up with that? I gotta go in and adjust that. What are you on? IMDb or the other?
Moby Games.
Oh yeah. So I'm on there. You know, I
There's
have
a picture of you from 2010, like this in front of a refrigerator.
what?
You're wearing a soccer. Manny, I'm telling you.
Maybe you should share your screen. I don't. Is it actually me?
Oh, that's definitely you, Manny.
Actually,
I'm gonna stop sharing. I want to see this picture.
All right, that's it. What do I? Let's see. I got to go to share.
Yep.
the
There it
Manny
is.
dive, the deep dive.
You see it?
It's
No, you
coming.
gotta share
Look at it.
screen.
I got
I
it.
There
shared
you
it.
go. Hey!
Oh yeah. That's my place in Massachusetts.
Mm.
That's before I wore my glasses full time. I was still wearing contacts at that time.
I'm over here buying
Let's see,
Amazon
let's
2007
see.
the show.
Life is Strange, True Colors, Just Cause 4. Yes, Dead Alliance. Dungeon. Yeah, they're missing NCAA Game Break. Well, NFL Game Day 2002, NCAA Game Breaker 2002 and 2004. What was the one that we did? Crap. I worked on another game. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but
Sounds
I was
made up.
working with the Sony Cinematics group, and we worked on this thing for like 6 months, and they needed it like that. So we were working like 10, 12-hour days, you know, sometimes 6 days a week. And we were working on the story mode for it. And then at the last second, they decided to cut the story mode. So we had like 40 animators that we hired just to get this done in the amount of time that we had. It might have only been like 3 months, you know, that we had 2 completely packed rooms. And the credit was animators, Sony Cinematics group. And I was going like, there are literally like 40 people that are not getting a credit because you decided to throw that in there last minute. I was like, that is some BS. So there's a couple other games that aren't on there.
Wasn't that like the huge thing right now with like some of the anime studios and even some like the bigger Marvel and everything, that animators aren't getting enough time to actually do solid work or necessarily getting the recognition that they deserve for a lot of it?
Oh yeah, it's a big issue. You know, I mean, it's just like the stuff that some of the animation studios. I mean, it's getting better, you know, but it's just like there were, you know, a lot of those movies they got to be put out in 2 to 3 years, and you're talking a crap load of time and a crap load of people. They're trying to do that, you know, not going home to see their families and everything. But it's getting better. So
Yeah, even
that's
like a
good.
3-month timeline, a 3 to 6 month timeline, you had 40 people in that room working in tandem together. and then only
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah. All right, I got the next one, and these are kind of like on topic because they're coming out or they just came out.
Just came out.
Um,
Which next week I'll be
Just-
doing the envy for my throwing.
oh,
I got a
nice.
hold of it. Yeah.
Hey, send that to me. I want to try one.
Yeah.
Try
So
one.
obviously there's this. I think Insco did a great job.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that I would say about it is like I think it could easily be confused with a Thunderbird because there's been Thunderbirds like this. I think Jeremy had a Big Germ had a Thunderbird that was similar to this. But the thing about it is that God, drawing birds for disc golf. How can you do something original right now drawing a bird, for a disc golf stamp? It is so hard to do because I've done so many, and that's why, one of my favorite ones was what is it, the crowned eagle. How we cubed it out a little bit and just made it different. You just got to think about it differently, and it's so hard to come out with it. A couple things that I really do like about this, and one thing that I got to ask Mike if he kind of did it on purpose or just came with it was the clouds coming off of it. And I actually really just noticed this when I was pulling this up today so I could save it for the show. And I don't know if he intended to do this, but I'm like, man, I feel like it's like calling out like the cloud breaker, being like paying a little homage to the cloud breaker. I was like, I don't know if he intentionally did that, but I was like, wow, that's kind of cool because it's still kind of pulling some of the elements that we came up with, and again, I'd like to think, like I said, I'll ask Mike and I'll be like, hey, did you do this on purpose? Because I really love it. And I would love it if you said yes, but I totally understand if you said no. I just like it. I like where it's going. So, but I mean,
oh, wow,
Do we
Manny, you're
start-
right. I'm looking up the Thunderbirds. The 2018 and the 2020 both have a bird like this.
Yep.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
So, and again, it's so hard to come up with a new idea for a bird because discs fly in the air. How many things do we have with wings that we are throwing? How many name designs? From one of my first discs, the Archangel to everything that we have going on now. It's just like a ton of wings, man. Ton
So
of
Are you
wings.
are you throwing things with wings? Because you're like, how many things are we throwing with wings? Are you just like going outside throwing chickens?
Chicken wings.
Like,
No.
like, why has someone not made a disc with Link throwing the cockatoo? I mean, if you've played
Copyright?
any Zelda,
Copyright?
No, dude.
I don't know. Look at
owns
Discraft
birds?
pushing the whole Kratos from Gods of War. They're
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
copy pasting the art. I'm like, where's copyright infringement on this?
I haven't
about it.
seen it.
No.
I
So
want
do
to
we
see
start to
Manny's
refer to,
keyboard.
like-
No, you
like-
don't.
Sticky. Do we start to refer to Eagle McMahon because he's rising from the ashes of his old Cloudbreaker? Is he now Phoenix McMahon? Is that what we call him? He's no longer Eagle.
Eagle.
Well, I know Mike actually talks about it, and it is kind of like that. That was something that he exactly brought up, where he's kind of rising from the ashes and is kind of being born again. So that was actually mentioned by Mike himself. I don't know if I saw that online or if it was just in one of our conversations as well. But
They should
I'm
have
just
made
dropping.
his right wing a little bit clipped because he's been throwing left-handed. So it should have
Yeah.
been a little bit. They should have paid homage, like one of the feathers was off or something. That would have been cool.
I mean, we did that with the Razor Claw.
The broken claw. That's what I'm thinking of when they
Yeah.
did the razor claw and people loved it.
Yeah. So,
Lefty Lines disc golf. You're not solo, baby. You're here with us.
all right, I got. You guys want to see the next thing?
I hope it's just like an unreleased disc. Just show it to us.
Ooh.
I like that in
like
unison.
Someone's been watching a little bit of the what's that show with the mushrooms take over the people's brains?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Oh, that was so good.
Is that what happens? I haven't even seen that. I haven't even played that
Yeah,
game.
Manny,
believe it or
don't
not.
play dumb. Oh, I've never heard of that.
I've never-
Mushrooms-
I've heard of it, but I've
mushrooms
not.
taking over the
I
brain.
thought it was just zombies. I didn't know it was based on mushrooms.
Yeah, it's like the Chloe something with a C.
So like the whole zombie-esque people have this whole kind of network, like a fungal network where they can communicate with each other. So they're not zombies, they're funguses, and they operate.
fungi.
Yeah,
I'm a
fungi.
gym teacher and I know that. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
fungi.
The fungus among us. Who knows the,
The
band?
fungus among
Yeah,
us.
fungus
I
among
know
us.
Manny knows. I know Manny knows.
I've heard, but can't say I know. Yeah,
So,
so
is
this
this
is
gonna be a
something.
triple foil?
No, there's just 3 colors on there just for fun.
Is this a triple foil? Nah, just 3 colors. Oh, okay.
I mean, I expect it
Oh.
going on a disc, and then I mean, there's only a few triple foilers out there, but I'm sure
Yeah,
go to Infinite and ask them to do triple foil because
I'm the
That's
only
a
one looking
sweet
for
design.
yeah. Thanks.
There
It's
it.
fun. I finally got it. Got it done for him. He's only been asking me for 2 years, so I mean, you're about running the same pace, Paige.
I think I've been 3 years. I'm just saying.
We've been asking. I mean, you sponsor our show. We're just waiting for
We
something.
hey, listen, believe me, I've started like sketching some of that stuff.
It's
I've
probably
started
going to be
thinking about
it's going to be
stuff.
something else with mushrooms on an eagle. Like, come on, Manny. Manny.
With wings.
It's gonna be Zelda throwing a chicken.
Yeah, I'm like, Manny, I just talked about this.
It's Link throws it.
I should
chicken.
do that
like,
for
I don't-
fun.
It is Link, not Zelda. But I bet you Zelda could throw a chicken. Why couldn't she?
She
Yeah,
could.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, she could.
I
yeah,
had
don't,
power.
Don't squash down women, Josh. That's messed up, dude.
Yeah,
That's
come on,
messed up.
Josh.
Yeah. So this I actually I had to ask Alex if I could actually show this because I just finished this like yesterday.
He said no. Who cares?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, Alex, it's it's jabbers. I was like, they don't care. No, he was totally cool with it. He goes, but make sure you say that this is not going to be printed for a while because we have a couple things in line first.
It's already coming
If
out
you
next
guys
week,
enter
guys.
code Jammers,
Gonna-
you can get this designed tomorrow. Code word Jammers.
Hit up Alex B of Rare Air Discs for your custom
Keep
stamp
mentioning
disc.
him all the time. Tell him we sent you. I'm trying to look at all the intricate details, like the little mushrooms on the Rare Air disc. It almost looks like not the Venus flytraps. What's the bulbs? Like right to the right side of both skulls. That almost looks like one of those. If you see what I'm
Like
saying.
a tulip.
Well, but
And
there's also those fly traps that are bulbs that the flies will drop into.
Yeah,
that's what it-
Oh, okay.
That's
And,
what
like,
it kind of
secretes,
reminds me
whatever,
like.
like a secret's in there, kind of drowns
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah.
That's
If you
totally
look
what
to the-
I intended,
If you look like right
Yeah.
here on the skull, you see those two little ones shooting things out. It looks like flies going. That's what I think.
I just think those eyes are intense. Those I can't take my it's like a staring contest. Just those eyes. It's like
Yeah.
somebody throwing
I-
like
Well,
like
Paige,
the
it's
putt from
inanimate,
35
it's gonna
foot,
beat you.
and they're just like staring to see if it's gonna make it in or not.
I see. My favorite part is like the pinstripe esque on like the outlines, like the outside of it. It looks so good. Oh
Why-
god.
Why are you so far in on this? I just like that it's red, white, and blue, baby. Come on.
I like the eyes, the way that the eyes came
No, the
out
eyes
great.
are
in my
wild. That's what I'm
opinion.
saying. Like,
I
it's
hope
so
someone
intense.
logs in right now for the first time. Hey, I heard about this new disc golf podcast.
There's
and it's
there's
just
my
look
freaking
like-
soul. I
Soul
swear this is what I
crusher.
look like from like 15 feet. I don't know if it's going in, and I'm just like,
You're just gonna be
I'm
mesmerized.
really- This is
This
me
is-
every
this is
day,
like-
all the
this-
time.
this shows why my mental game is so weak. This is how I'm looking at my discs.
Yeah. I don't know. One thing that I like about it was, it kind of like has like a Grateful Dead esque to it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was totally unintentional. And like, I think it has. Hey man, I've only designed one Grateful Dead thing in my life, and that was the Grateful. Actually, no, it was only one. The Bears for Discmania. You guys saw that one, right?
Yeah.
The Grateful Dead Bears. That was fun to do. And when I was like, it's an officially licensed Grateful Dead piece of artwork. Like it had to get approved by the Grateful
pretty cool.
Dead, whatever. But what was cool is since I had to have everything have a Grateful Dead style, they let me look at a bunch of their art library. So it was really cool to see some of those like iconic images and just kind of go through and see different variations and stuff. It was fun to look through. So, but like totally unintentional. Once I did like the type, it led to a couple more things to make it give it that feel, design and stuff. Like I have an idea and then it slowly iterates the further I get into it, which is sometimes why it takes a long time to get stuff done, Paige.
3 years, you know.
3
Page.
years is all I'm saying. I get
Dang,
it.
they're calling me out in the chat.
I am
That's
nothing
rude,
but
y'all.
patient, Manny.
Dang. Is that Jerry?
But
I'm gonna fight you.
but now that this is out, this is done. We're next, Paige.
Yeah.
We're next.
Actually,
Yeah,
hey,
so-
okay, so
2 more years. We make it 2 more years before you get with something.
we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end, but Cody said, "Oh, and Manny's over there drawing," which I wasn't at the time.
You
but
should be.
let's see.
Oh, I did not want to see.
Oh,
my face.
hey!
Okay, I'm
Blurry.
gonna.
Unbelievable for a
How
second.
do
see my
I
hands
wait?
up
I gotta
close.
change my camera.
This is
That's why we can't have nice
NSFW,
things.
guys. So
How do I
turn
make my
away if you don't want to see?
adjustment settings?
This is.
Hey!
I like how Josh looks like a wizard. Josh is a
'Cause I
wizard.
am a
and I love
wizard.
it.
Josh looks at that
Oh.
little silent Bob feel to him.
And I look like I'm missing a couple brain cells. Like
That's cool. He captured that really
That's-
well.
he was like,
And
"Where's
I
the-
I made
It's
Paige
a
look
disc
too much
golf."
like Mike Tomlin. You're like, you guys want to see what it looks like, and this is why I have it blurry. I'm not afraid to show you.
Hey, you're an artist, Manny. That's what.
Look at
art
all
is
my
about.
boxes, and look. Okay, so we're showing stuff. Look, see, I have 2 more monitors. My coffee
keyboard.
cup. Yeah, there's a keyboard. I don't really have an exciting keyboard. This one's not exciting either. It's just, And then look,
Dude, look at that disc wall. Mm.
all the ones hanging on the wall are signed. The ones on the small shelf,
Just by Manny, he signs his own stuff.
yeah.
He's a very vain person.
You have to mark
And
it
there's
down.
this
there's
one?
a bunch that have fallen down too. Like they've fallen off the stupid little plastic hooks. But pretty much everything up there I've designed, and
Night
except for
Strike 1.
yeah, there's a bunch of Night Strike 1. I think I only have 2 left.
Plenty to show.
But so okay, see that USDGC thing with the eagle, the bald eagle on it, in the middle of the
Yeah.
screen
Point at it.
Above the
Manny.
cricket.
with all the signature on it. Yeah, above the
Look,
cricket.
cut.
I did that at like the 2017 USDGC. Those are all different pros that signed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So hold on, I'll go get it. I'll show it to you. I'll let you look at the trash on my floor for a minute.
All right.
Manny's just like, is that a lounger box back there? Oh, we can see Manny in the mirror. I love it.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, before I show you this, I gotta show you one thing I got in the mail today. It was a
Everyone
surprise.
looks for just weird disc in the background that we can
Yeah.
pull him out
Why
on.
is there a fleshlight in there?
Whoa!
Wait, where's the fleshlight? I lost that. Can you see it?
Oh
I've been looking
my
for that thing.
And we now have to rate this episode PG-13.
They're all
Look at
rated
this.
PG-13.
Greg at OTB. He does the OTB Roadshow, right? He sent me this today. Can you see this?
It looks like
Yeah.
a Zen 2.
It is a Z2, but it's double stamped with like a hollow foil and then that blue. It's like one of the coolest Z2s I've ever seen.
I was hoping you said Antiques Roadshow because that'd just be awesome if I saw
Yeah.
disc golf on there.
Yeah. Okay, so this thing.
Another
So-
creative drawing of a bird. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So this
I've never
this
seen
is
a
all
bird with a
Sharpie
wing
that
like
I did. I did this like in an hour. The whole thing Sharpie at USDGC. Nick Wood, who was out there? I don't even know who that is. Paige Bierkes, Philo, Jeremy,
shoe
Big
for all
Germ,
those people.
Simon, Greg Barsby. That looks like Feldberg, Nate Perkins. Barry Schultz is on here. DJ Heck Yeah, who always DJs at USDGC.
His name's DJ Heck Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paige
all right,
Pierce
Heck Yeah.
is there. Yeti Redding. Grady Shue, I think. Calvin Montgomery. Dutch
Basically, a lot of
Napier.
people.
Look, Joe. I had Joe Mez sign it right there.
Oh, heck yeah.
Katrina Allen.
I love this comment.
What's-
Basically, a lot of people. I think what's more impressive then like that's a
Is that
lot of
it's a
signatures.
Thunderbird.
Is that
You just
you
got a
did that with a
Thunderbird.
Sharpie?
Yeah,
like
I did
all
it with
Sharpies.
a Sharpie in about an hour.
That looks
That
like a
is
dollar bill.
that's
That's what it is.
such a
That's
good
bald eagle
job,
with
man.
the dollar bill. Give
Yeah.
me a
For
dollar
an
bill.
hour with
Look,
a Sharpie?
Matty O's up here. Garrett Girthy. I think that's Will Shoestrick, Johnny McClay. Oh, Ken Climo's on here.
Basically, a lot of people.
The champ.
Yeah.
I'm dying in the comments. Basically, a lot of people.
Basically, a lot of people. Yeah, but
Who
you
said
know,
that? Come forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Bravo
like
to you.
people you don't see around anymore though. That's a lot of
Yeah,
good
that- I
signatures
mean-
on there.
like I said, that was
DJ, heck yeah.
2017 or 18. So you wanted to? I left a box there. I was staying with my best friend for a couple nights there. He lives in Charlotte, and I couldn't fit everything onto my into my luggage, and so I got a box and I filled a box.
What's in the box? Did you cut a hole in it?
No. First, you get a box, then you cut a hole in the box.
All right, I'm glad Manny caught it.
But it was a bunch of my dirty clothes, and they forgot to send it. Cause like I was like, I don't want to leave my discs behind, cause I had a bunch of discs shipped out there and shirts shipped out there, so I wanted to bring it back in the luggage. So I was like, oh, I'll put my dirty clothes in the box, and they can just ship that to me, and I'm not worried about that. Totally forgot about it. It showed up like 2 years later. I was like, well, a bunch of this is getting thrown away.
You had clothes that had been dirtied for 2 years just sitting in a box. Probably mushrooms. That's probably where your
Probably.
That's where the inspiration was.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I did not have it sitting. Somehow that box got put in their garage.
It's called a car hole in America.
All right, guys, we're reaching the top of the hour. We want to thank Manny for taking the time. If you guys
The
tune
box.
in-
This guy's right. Wait. Look at this Facebook user.
It's
The
that
box
lounger
is still
box.
behind him. It
Over
is.
Manny's right
It's
shoulder.
it's that giant lounger box right there. It's filled with
Smell it
my
through the
dirty
screen.
clothes.
I smell it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have this cleaned up by next month. I only
That's
have
a
3
lie.
weeks.
That's a good goal.
That's what he
It
said
is
about my art 3 years ago, guys.
Yeah. It's in that
Hey.
box.
Hey, we'll
They got
see
mailed
what
over.
the priorities are. Your art or my office?
We'll see.
Probably
Ooh.
neither.
Ooh.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
got the
should
show
we
2024
should have
coming
a
out.
we should have a wager. Let's see. You know, we'll see. Is my office or your art gets done
Well,
first?
I
you
never
know?
bet with
We'll
people
do
that
it
control
control.
the outcome.
Yeah. Hey,
Why not?
do you think I could get this done in a week? Here's $1,000 as he just cleans all day.
No,
Right.
I was talking about the users. They are the ones that got to bet, and then
But they
we
still
figure
would
out
lose
which way the
against
house
you.
wins.
You are the house, Manny. It's your house, literally.
No.
You're
This
betting
would go to the
against
show.
house.
It would benefit the show.
Who's getting all the money we get goes to Colin. It goes to these tips, and we never see them ever.
All right, guys, we're top of the hour. Thanks, Manny, for stopping in. Go show Manny some love. Go check out Soul Crusher. Also, if you're on our YouTube, like, subscribe to Colin, hit that notification ding. I think that's the thing people say. Just
Hit
go
that
check out
bell.
his video.
Hit that bell.
I'll take GoFundMe, and sometimes I call my wife mom on mistake. So it is kind of my parents' house.
Oh,
All right.
this show is off the
Manny's
rails
using this as a
tonight.
therapy session. Let's dig deep into that next week. So join us where we have Manny on a monthly basis. So next month he'll be back. We also might be cutting back now that the season's beginning to every other week. So make sure
Ready
that
for
you guys
All-Stars.
are getting in tune with our schedule as the season starts to pick up. So with that, everyone, keep jamming it in the rough. We'll see you in 2 weeks.